Boom. There we go. Boom.
Boom.
Boom, boom, boom. What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining us for another episode of Launchpad. I'm excited. It's been a little while. Feeling a little rusty, but I'm
hmm
excited to get back into this app. What do you think?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's been a minute, but I'm definitely excited to I'm just excited to be back on stream
Yeah.
and talking with you and um
Yeah.
yeah, we could be building literally anything and I'd be happy with it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, but I really like this app. It's a good app. It's a good app.
It
Um,
is.
yeah. So how are you? How have you been? Uh-oh. Oh, there
I've
you
been
are.
pretty good. I had Canada Day yesterday.
That's right.
That was pretty chill and Um, yeah,
Yeah.
now getting ready for Fourth of July weekend.
Okay.
Back to back national holidays.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, I see you've joined the collaboration session, so
I'm in.
we're pretty
I'm
much
in it.
ready to go there. Yeah, Q hacker GIF. I'm in. But yeah. I've been doing pretty well. I got a bike, so I've been riding a bike a lot. That's fun.
I saw you did a swim bike run.
This morning I did. Yeah, I did. Not like nothing, not like a full on like triathlon or nothing like that. But yeah, it was just moving about. Yeah, did
Okay.
a
Where'd you swim?
So my friends' parents have a pool, and so the only people who are using it right now are me and my friend. So we're lucky,
Okay.
but it's a little pool, so it's like many laps to equate to the distance, but like it's still a body of water, and it's the only
Absolutely.
one I have. Yeah, so I'm
That's so
very
fun, man.
excited. Yeah.
That is really yeah, that's really fun. I love triathlon. It's it's special to me.
Yeah, it's really cool. I do like it. I think I'm gonna do a sprint like at some point because it's definitely growing on
Awesome.
me. Yeah, my swimming needs a little bit of work though. Like I've
Then sprint is perfect. It's
exactly.
like what 750 meters or
Yeah,
500
yeah,
meters?
it's something like that. I think
Okay.
800 meters actually, which is like a half mile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe that's wrong. I don't know.
I did one sprint and it was 500 meters,
Yeah,
I think.
they differ. That's the thing too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
there's
they
no
do.
set
They do.
standard for the sprint. It just means it's not like a full. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Typically like the way it doesn't always work this way, but I know that it kind of works in like triathlon distances are supposed to work in a way where it's like sprint if you think of sprint as like the base unit, it's like two sprints is an Olympic, two Olympics,
Yeah.
like double all of the sprint distances gets you an Olympic, double all the Olympic distances gets you a half iron, and then double
Yeah.
all the half Ironman distances
Is
gets you a full Ironman,
yeah.
which is bonkers to think about. Or I guess you could go the other direction. Like it makes more sense to go top down because an Ironman is very
The
set distances.
yep.
Um, and then you could break it down from there. But it's intense if you think about it that way.
It is very intense. I don't think I'll be doing an
I
Iron Man anytime soon.
fuck no, dude. An Ironman, for those who don't know, is I
Uh,
can pull up the full distances. The thing that I can't get out of my head with an Ironman is that the run is a full marathon
yeah.
at the end
Yeah.
of like a triathlon. Let me pull up the Ironman distances, and then I swear we're gonna start coding. But this
This
is
is
shocking.
important.
It's a 2.5 mile swim.
Yes.
So like almost 4 kilometers swimming, which if you've ever swam a kilometer,
Oof.
that is absolutely exhausting. Followed by a 112 mile or 180-kilometer bike ride. And then after all of that, you have to run a full marathon, which in itself is like something that people train
Feet. Yeah.
specifically for.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that is kind
Oh, I'm
of
with you.
bonkers.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. It's more than I'll be doing. A goal of mine is to eventually do a marathon, but by itself. not
Yeah.
not with
That's
that
the
long of a bike and swim. Yeah.
uh, people like an Ironman is like a full day. Like you're going at it for, I think like Ironman average time is like, I want to say 8 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
The average Ironman time is 12 hours 35 minutes. It's like 1.5 times longer than I thought it was.
That
That's pushing your body to its limit for 12 hours straight is insane, and a lot of people, it like really really seriously breaks a lot of people.
yeah. Yeah, that's an immense amount of damage to your body. Um,
Hmm.
yeah. I wonder how many calories that is. All right, that's enough. I don't want to derail us too far, but it must be an astronomical amount of calories that you
Yeah,
burn. Astronomical.
yeah, a lot of like for the like, you can't consume calories when you're on your swim
Right.
obviously, but a lot of Ironman athletes, their bikes will be loaded up with like basically like sugar
Yeah.
gels,
Yeah.
because sugar is going to be the quickest, like from ingestion to
Energy. Yeah.
calorie, like energy. And yeah, so they load their bikes up with these like sugar gel packets, and that bike is typically the time that you get to refuel for 112 miles.
112 miles.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Enough. Yeah. No. I did 6 this morning, and I was like, man, my legs are tired. 6.
Oh my
Only
goodness,
a,
yeah,
only
it's tough.
106 more to go, and that's just one part. Oh my gosh. All right. All right. All right. All right. Code things. Code and apps. Let's build apps.
Let's.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us, everyone. Okay. All right. So I don't even know where we left off. Let's spin it up and take a look at
Yeah,
it.
sounds good.
Are we using
I need you
my
to share
screen?
some ports with me.
Oh, ports, yeah. I think I'm gonna run it and then I'll start sharing everything with you because the server will be up.
Okay.
It should start sharing that stuff. Let's see.
Yeah.
Netlify dev are we doing? Yeah, right?
Oh man, I forget. I think that's what we're doing though. Right now, I'm not seeing any shared terminal.
Oh, yeah, I don't think I even shared that. Sorry. Let me go back.
It's all good.
Why is this so small? There we go. Yeah. So let's, oops. Let me go read write. And then I'm just gonna make another one and we'll make this read write.
All right.
And you should, yeah, you're getting the server shared with you
I am.
auto magically. The autofocus prop should not be used, as it can reduce usability and accessibility for users. Hey, look at that.
That's so.
Yeah.
Is that so? Where are we autofocusing?
I'm gonna say in the listing form. Yeah, remember we did a lot. That's right. We did a lot of like UX tweaks. Uh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we got a question in the chat. Yeah, that repo is updated. Sorry about that. But yeah, in the listing form, we did a bunch of like cool. Oh, I'm in the listing form.
Oh yeah, yeah. The on the create new
That's
company.
it.
I remember we did that last time.
Here it
Man, that
is.
feels like so long ago.
Doesn't it? But it's a really nice form. I can't wait to actually let's open it up.
It is a nice
Let's
form.
go take a
Yeah,
look at it.
we got framer motion in there.
Oh, that's right.
Dang, dude.
Spin it up. What did I log in as? Test at the worst dev or something? I can't.
And Leal asks, does this app feature some kind of pagination? Right now, we don't have any kind of
We
pagination
don't.
in the app. That might be something we do later. But right now, like the app functions as kind of like a list that you curate yourself. Um, so I mean, we can have the discussion about pagination,
Yeah.
but um, like I would equate it to something like the Notes app on your iPhone or on your smartphone. Like you typically don't see that. Like you just see all of your notes in one place. It's you got to think of it from the perspective of like you're tracking jobs that you consider applying for. or that you want to pursue. And so it might, in that case, like I might argue that it's important to see all of your, entries in one place. But yeah, certainly something we can talk to if things feel too cluttered or something like that.
Yeah, I am also working on a blog post about pagination, so that will also hopefully be ready pretty soon. So that'll be something to help out. And then like yeah, we'll see how the app grows. And like once we wrap this one up, we're gonna look at building something else. And so then we can also take a look at making sure we do something that has more of like a larger data set and have to deal with things like larger data management
Right.
as opposed to something like this. I'd be cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So cool. So we've got 2 jobs. I want to take a look at create listing. Oh, that's right. We moved like everything into this form, and then man, this is pretty slick. So if we select a company, we could do create new, and whoop, oh, just animated in so nicely. And then select company. Whoop. That's pretty neat. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's where we are. So what is next? Like what so we can create them. I feel like we are missing a lot of stuff still.
Yeah.
First thing.
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
Leah asks, would it be not be a performance issue having a lot of posts though? And I wouldn't really characterize that as a performance issue necessarily. Like even if you had 100 posts, let's say, loading those 100, that would be an extreme case, I think. Keeping track of 100 job listings that I want to apply for. But let's say I had 100 posts. I would log in to my account and load those 100 posts one time. Um, and then following that, wouldn't be any other performance implications with displaying 100 posts on the screen as of right now.
Yeah.
Right now that it's just listing it. So, I wouldn't like assume that it would have performance um, implications.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough. It's not enough data to have a lot of implications over the wire. It's very small data size. And it's not enough really elements to have performance issues on the front end unless, well, I guess that depends on how you're updating your UI. But in a React world, it's not going to really hurt anything. If you got into the thousands, yeah, you could look at something like that. But then, like honestly, even still, like bringing down like I don't know, like a couple hundred and throwing them in a virtual list, I think you'd still be just fine. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. But if we end up needing pagination, then we could always add it. Um, but yeah,
Yep.
I just don't see the need for it now. But in an app where we have extremely large data sets. Like I don't know, you're making Zillow or Netflix or something like that. Like yeah, pagination is going to be a huge concern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually can't wait to do that post on pagination. What should we do? I've started it. I need to finish it. What should we do about this autofocus? Because like I don't want to mess up accessibility. But I don't.
Well, what is it? What is it saying?
The
The
autofocus,
autofocus
yeah,
prop.
should not be used as it can reduce usability and accessibility for users. Should we take a look at the rule? I'm curious.
Yeah, let's check the rule. Let's see in what context. Because
Yeah.
the thing with this prop is it's being used to streamline the company creation
Yep.
flow, which like what we talked about last stream was, um, when you click on create new company, it adds a new input to the page, and you like the I guess the logic in our head when we were implementing this was you clicking on create new company is kind of like the indication to the UI that you want to that's the action you want to take. And
Yeah.
so rather than also making you select the input to type the company name after seems like redundancy. Like I've already indicated to the UI that I want to create a company. Now like
The next logical
let's
step would
respond
be,
in kind.
would be to focus that input to do that thing. Yeah.
Mm,
Problematic only if it focuses on page load and user is using assistive technology for browsing. Got it.
right.
Got it. Okay, so we're
That
good
makes
then. Yeah,
sense.
that does make sense. Yeah. Wants you to bind autofocus to a variable? Interesting.
I think in this particular case, like for the interaction that we want to achieve here, um, I think it makes sense and it wouldn't uh, like if we think about the flow otherwise, if we didn't autofocus it,
Mm-hmm.
the select that we just used
Would
would be the thing that's still in focus.
Yeah.
And so we're not taking focus away necessarily from something that a screen reader might like
I agree.
expect to be focused on. At least that's kind of how I'm thinking about it.
I agree. Yeah, I think that it definitely makes sense. You definitely don't want autofocus when you open the page. Um,
Hmm.
yeah. I could see that. Yeah, I think it's fine because it's not focused when the page loads. It's only focused once it's rendered.
Right.
Shippity boop. So you know
Cool.
what? I'm gonna ignore you, ESLint error. Ha!
You could even,
It's a
if you
warning.
wanted to, you could even add a comment in the code that disables the ESLint warning.
You could, I could, I guess, ESLint
But
disable, but I'm okay. It's not bothering me any.
okay,
All right.
okay.
So we have our form. We can create companies, however, we still don't have any info about a company. Now I'm starting to remember like a little bit of where we left off. So like let's look at the schema actually. What's in GraphQL.js? Okay. Yeah. So when we look at the relationships, we have a new company. We made that a string for the create listing input. Did we collapse company? We did not, right? So type of company. Oh, we just took away everything. Right. We were like, I think contacts, yes, was what we wanted to do as well
Yeah, right.
for the listing. Add a
Hmm.
contact. Okay. But companies don't have any other information other than their name. Boom.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
This line here makes me also think of something that we can work on, which is like creating a page that shows all the listings filtered by company.
Yes. Yes.
Or all the listings for a given company.
Yeah. Yeah, we could honestly just add a filter. We already know what the companies are. We could add like a select right above our list. And then you could just like do all or then only the company.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That'd be cool. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so that gives us at least two things that we can work on today, like adding the ability to provide an array of contacts.
Yep.
When we're creating or updating a listing.
Mm-hmm.
And then also adding the ability to display listings for a given company.
Yes. Which do you want to tackle first? I feel like this one will be the fastest because we just have to add like a select box above the list.
Yeah,
You want to do that?
let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, I love it. Okay. So wait, where am I going? Listings. Hello, listings. Yeah, here we are. So, a couple things we'll need to change. Actually. Oh, I forgot we added where like it animates out when you delete a listing too. How fun is that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So, yeah, I guess we would want like a fragment. And then now we can have our animate presence thing, but now we can have like a container here. We're using Chakra, aren't we?
We are.
So we could probably just use a box or maybe a flex, depending on how we want to lay this out.
Yeah, let's start with the box. I don't think that we need any
Specific
flex stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we could also just
Oh, go ahead.
like depending on what we want to put in there, we could also probably just get away with using just like a select. Or well, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? We probably also want to give a label to the select. Um,
Yeah, I was thinking we want to add a label that's like filter. So essentially, I was just going to be like, well, we have a text component too we can use.
Mhm.
Filter. Oops. Or maybe this should be a label. That actually makes a lot more
yeah, you
sense.
could use the component in Chakra is called form label.
Thank you. So we'll do form label. And then do we know if that's like block? Like, can I do? Yeah, that's fine. And then we can do a select.
That's it. Yep.
Okay. So we'll import that from Chakra. So that's there. So I'm just going to close that for now. And then this, I want to, oops, wrong button. Form label. Yeah. So I did control spacebar for anyone who doesn't know, who might
To
be
get an auto
watching,
import.
to get the auto import menu to pop up. You
Cool.
just click in the like component and then
That's handy.
yeah, it is really handy. Oops, but it added an extra L. Okay. Yeah, let's see if it works. Yeah, form label. But it
Okay.
did not work for select. Is there a select? No, isn't it like a bunch
There
of
there is a select, but you need to provide children to the select in the form
right.
of
Let's go
option
look at
elements.
that because we have it here, don't we? Of listings form.
Yeah.
Um, wait, I thought we had a select.
It's in the company select component.
Oh, this is correct. Components. Wait, there's a company. Oh. There's a different one. Here we go.
There we go.
Can't we basically copy this out and then just change some stuff?
Um, like we probably could. This is kind of one of those situations where we have to consider balancing um like what am I trying to say? We have to consider balancing like reusability of components with like the amount of extra work required to like make them apply to these two different scenarios.
Yeah.
Like in this case, we would want
Well,
to make like these two first options
optional.
configurable.
Yeah. Like pass in your own.
Uh, yeah, like basically all the props on here
Yeah.
are configurable. The only things that are common are that it's a select component and that it renders an array of
Companies. But it
companies.
would be cool
But I
because
think
we could put the query in there too, you know?
we could put the query in there. Yeah, so we already have this get companies query in
Yeah.
here. Yeah, I think that given that, I think that seems like a good
It does
idea.
because it's just options, like custom options.
Yeah, true.
And you just render
Let's
those
let's
before the company's done.
yeah, let's do it.
Okay. You want me to do it? You want to take the lead on? I'll make a form. Or let me make a file. Um,
Okay.
and what do we want to call this? Companies select.
Yeah, let's call it company select, and then we'll change the name of this the name of the company select component within listing form will change.
Oh right, yeah. Wait, listing form. Here we go. Yes. Okay. So first I'm just gonna start by taking out company select from here and move it over.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You can what I would do actually is just you can grab because we're gonna need the query as well.
Oh yeah,
Like what
yeah.
I would do is
Grab
just grab
all of it.
from the bottom, yeah, including the imports,
Yep. Oh. Slow down.
whole thing.
There we go. But not the listing form. We don't need that.
No,
We don't need you listing form. Okay, cool. Boom. So now we're here. We're pasting, and we've got
and then yeah,
yeah a good start. Um, company
so now we
select.
can work on just getting rid of the stuff that we don't need to to provide
Ooh,
in our
uh-oh.
new company select.
We didn't think of this.
What's that?
The company, there's a lot of very company specific stuff going on in here.
Yeah. So what I would say is that we can just like if our goal is to make this company select as general purpose as possible,
Yeah.
it would mean doing something like this. We just get rid of all this stuff, get rid of all this stuff,
Okay. I'm with you.
get rid of this stuff,
Okay.
and this, of course.
Yep.
Okay, so now all we have is a select that's disabled when the query is loading,
Yeah.
or if there's an error, and then we render the companies as options. Now we still need to provide support for a consumer of this component to get to override the props. So what we can do is just spread. Well, first of all, we can just say like expect this company select to take props. We want to make it the default export. But then so that covers part of it. But then there's also these two other options, like the default options, or these like hard-coded options, like create new company.
Yep.
And we can use children for that. So we can first pull children out of props, and then get the rest of the props using the spread operator, and then render children here. And if no children are provided, then it doesn't render anything,
Yeah, it'll
and
be
that's
fine.
too.
Yeah. I like it.
So we can use something like that. Do you mind if I change the name of this to company select from companies plural select?
Not at all.
Just to match with the component name. So now we have our little company select file, and let's see what using it looks like. So listing form. So if we now, instead of using the defined company select, what I'll do is first change the name of this company select component to something else. Like what do you think?
Let me see. Let me follow you. First of all, I lost you. But
oh,
in the listings form, is that where you are? Yeah.
In the listing form, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, right, because we got to change the name of it. Well.
So right now yeah. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, well, we're gonna import company select, right?
Yeah. So, but the current component called company select, we're still going to need to make a component with it. Maybe it'll make more sense if we just do that part first. Like we'll import company select from company select, and then we can get rid of this.
Yep.
We can get rid of this, and then we change this select to
company. Yep.
Company select.
Boom.
We pass these two options as children, and then we can also get rid of this disabled prop. Then everything else is
ready to go, right?
Using all the values in here. Now, that means that this component needs a different name.
Yes.
Right now, it's like it's like implementing company select, but it's also giving us this input to create a new company if we do so, if we like want to do so. So we could call it something like
create or select company.
I love that.
Boom.
Let's do that.
Boom.
Company, and then we'll replace it down here as well. Create or select company. Cool. And then that should do it for us, I think.
Yeah.
Why don't you do you want to hit save on that, because I get a bunch of red underlines because my ESLint config is acting up.
Acting a fool. It looks good. Not getting any errors. Let's see what the terminal says. I mean, we got some warnings because things aren't used, but other than that, I think we're good. Yeah, it's running. Let's go take a look. Boom.
Cool.
Oh, look. So the start of our filter is already there.
I hate to disappoint, but this is not a Twitch hoodie. It is, in fact, a Gatsby hoodie.
Yeah. I would love a Twitch hoodie, though. I'm going to get one. Got a
Also
rep.
wearing. I'm also wearing Gatsby pajama pants. I'm Gatsby'd out of my
uh,
mind right now.
there you go. I'm wearing one of my favorite shirts because it's tie dye, and I really like tie dye. Gatsby stealing your colors. Yeah. Uh oh. So battle of the purples.
Hmm.
It's pretty close. It's slightly different though. Slightly different purple. As you can see, we are fans of purple though. It's like that's the color we picked for the app as well.
Yeah, you got more competition coming your way in the form
Oh
of
yeah, Journey
Journey.
sneaking
Look
up in
out.
there. mm. I already got the logo. It could be like a path, with like a sun, but all in like chromatic, like all purples, just different purples. All right. Let's see. So we got that. So now we can use that company select here. So let's do that. I feel like there's two things that we can do.
I'm following
Uh,
you now.
okay, cool. Yeah. So the first one is we could bring this in. And then yeah. Okay. So we got that, and then this becomes company select just as a start.
Hmm.
Boom.
The
And
other
that's
nice thing
already.
about this is that
Ooh, go ahead.
when the page loads and
Look
we
at that.
render the company select,
Look at that.
it runs that get companies query, and then when we open the create listing form,
Already
because
there.
that company's query is already executed, it's cached. We don't need to like you'll notice that we don't wait for that
There's no wait. Yeah.
company the company select to load in the listing form anymore, which is pretty great. And yeah, we got our company
Cool.
select here.
Cool. Cool.
I
Cool.
think that the only thing that we need to do is add an additional, like a default option of like all companies or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah, and then we need to add on change handler because we got to do some stuff to our list
Correct.
when it changes. So let's do all that. Okay,
Cool.
cool. So first thing we're gonna need is some state, and then we will call this. Um, oh man, I said okay cool, and I set off okay Google, and, and then it looked for. So first thing we're going to need is some state. Well, actually, at least it's getting it right. All right,
Can Google just take over for us? Like it
and start
take,
coding. Yeah,
yeah.
Google Assistant code. I love it. Please. All right, let's see. What am I doing? State. We want to store the value of
Yeah.
of the select. So we want to say we'll call it our filter.
Sure.
Yeah. Uh, which is by default going to be all, right? That's going to be our main option. Okay, Google create React app. Yes, exactly. That would be perfect. I can't even. Okay, yeah, so that'll work. Do we even have uh use state? Well, we do now. Use see, but it does that, and that's weird.
Use state tate.
Yeah, so I think what I need to do maybe is like highlight it. Let's try this. Use state. Yes. Okay, whatever. It was already imported, so I can't quite test it properly. All right, so we've got our filter set filter. We're gonna need a function to handle our on change events. Um, so we'll say handle change. Very original. Do you want to call it something else? Stop me before I go
Um,
too
I
far.
I suggest we call it like handle country or not country, handle company change or something like that. If we're thinking about or handle filter change to match the state.
Oh,
But
okay.
I guess the thought is that for a broad like a for a bigger component like this that has multiple parts, that we want to be specific about what is changing. I typically use like the a function called handle change. For example, if we had like a controlled, if we were building a company select that was like a controlled component and that was the only thing that component worried about,
Yeah.
then I would use that. But It's obviously just a matter of preference, but that
Yeah,
is
I'm all for it.
my
I'm
preference.
all for it. Uh, oh wait, I better not use that word. Actually, why don't I just do this? Like,
Yep.
boom. Right? It would still be event.target.value even though it's a select, right? I always have to Google
Got it.
that. Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So that is done. That will handle our change and set our filter. We also need an effect. Use effect. Because we also need another. Well, actually, that's not true. We actually don't. We could actually just call filter before we call map. I want to get
Yep.
your opinion. Or do you want to use effect and store our filtered array and then just map over the filtered array? We could essentially watch for changes on the filter and update the array. So this is a question of.
Yeah, I think it depends. It depends how much other stuff is going on in the page. Um,
All right, the throwing TypeScript shade at us.
in this case, it depends. It would depend how much extra stuff is going on in the page. Like in this component, the only thing basically like when something gets re-rendered or when the page gets re-rendered, um, like the list of listings is the only thing that really like gets touched anyway.
Yeah,
So, you know, if we had four different lists, let's say, and we didn't want to re-render all of the lists every time only one of the lists need to be updated, that might be a case where we use an effect or maybe like use memo, for example,
yeah,
to just like render the or recalculate the value of these filtered lists only when they need to be changed. But for this case, I think that just having filter before map, like you mentioned, is totally appropriate.
yeah.
Um,
Then let's
yeah,
do it.
no need for extra optimization there.
That's what I was to say. I'm always for the simplest solution that we can do. So the first thing is then let's just add our on change handler. We also have to add a
Hmm.
custom option to select. We haven't done that yet. We'll get there.
Yep.
On change will equal handle filter change. So that's done. Actually, while we're here and working with it, why don't we just add the option, right? Like
Sounds good.
company
And yeah, it
select.
feels right. The implementing filters on the GraphQL side would mean that we have to implement the logic on both places. And in our case here, we don't necessarily like our filtering is going to be starting, like Theo said, we start with the superset of listings where we start by requesting all companies listings for all companies. So making a round trip to the server for a filtered GraphQL response when we select a specific company wouldn't really make sense in this case because we already have all the possible kind of combinations of companies.
Right.
So we
Right.
don't need to like re-request a smaller amount of data. Now
Yeah,
it would
and
be if, for example, we had pagination and we had thousands of listings and we were on page one, let's say, of all companies, and we wanted to see, you know, or not all companies, yeah, all companies, and we want to see listings for a single company and still have paginated results. That might be a case where we implement filtering on the back end and do it that way.
yep, well put. Yeah, much larger data set, and if we didn't want it all up front, you know, or if we just wanted to our initial load to be smaller, yeah, filter would make more sense from the server. Yeah, cool. All right, so we're almost there. In that this is our filters in. We've got all. We can set this and switch our company. So now the only thing we have to only thing we have to do. Well, two things. Good call. That was a good one. Thanks. And then yeah, the other thing we have to do now is add our filter function.
Yes.
Boom. And so then we're gonna have a listing. And what is the shape of the listing? I have to go look at the. Do we just have we have ID and the name? Okay, so the value is going to be the ID. Interesting. Yeah.
Just saying,
Yeah.
this is another instance where like if we were using TypeScript, we could probably hover over the listing in our filter
Oh, right
function
here.
signature, and it would
And
tell
see
us like
exactly what it is.
what the type was,
Yep.
what properties are available on it, etc.
Yep. It would. It really
Not to
would.
add more fuel to the
Oh,
fire
I'm all
that Leo's
for
been stoking here,
TypeScript.
but
Yeah, yeah. This is so painful to watch. Hey, yeah, well, actually, we should be using TypeScript. All right, so let's see. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, I don't even need an object in here because what we're going to say, we're going to return listing dot. Oh, wait, it's going to be, oh, this is interesting. So we have the listings, but we're not pulling in the company names on them, are we?
I don't know. Yeah,
Like
we are because we're rendering the companies in the list.
get listings from util. Right, but are we just getting the name? Are we also getting the ID? Um,
Let's check it out in
that's
the
yeah,
get
that's where I'm going.
listing query.
Say
So right
company
now we're
name.
only getting the name.
So we also need the ID.
Yeah.
Refuse to believe that the time lost in type guessing is less than the time spent fighting the TS compiler. Oh yeah, no, I agree with you. I do think that it's more efficient to also use TypeScript. I think I get sometimes hesitant when I'm working in projects like this, just because people who are watching may be new to GraphQL, new to React, new to like a lot of things, and so adding TypeScript adds another layer of complexity that might throw some people off. Not that we shouldn't also have TypeScript examples, but like that's just sometimes my guiding light for like I would implement it everywhere so I could get really good at it. But I think sometimes it's, want to have some examples that aren't TypeScript as well. Oh yeah, no, totally. Yeah, absolutely. I was just saying like yeah, like it I have to what I'm saying more is that I have to check myself sometimes because I'll want to go to TypeScript first, but like, it's not always the a good choice for something like this, like a demo. All right, so what are we doing next? So we got our ID, and then now what? So now we can say listing.company.id is not. No, wait, is equal. We want it to
Is
be
equal
equal to
to
filter.
yeah.
To filter.
Yeah. Now one thing that I just want to point out is that
Oh,
right
this is.
now company is nullable. So where there's not like there might be instances where company is null, or like a listing doesn't have a company associated with it. Is that right? Like if we look at our GraphQL schema,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it
the
can be.
listing type, yeah, so company is nullable. So we'd probably want to account for that um, in here.
Yes, we actually do want to account for nullable, and we also haven't accounted for what if it's not a company that's selected? What if it's all? Because this would return none
Right,
for all currently.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can accomplish this using like a um, using a little logical statement in here, something
Yeah,
on the in the
take
order of like
do it.
filter equals what is it, all,
Mm-hmm.
or if filter is not equal to all, then we want to check if filter is equal to the company
And optional.
if it
Yeah.
exists ID.
Yes. I love that
Um,
optional chaining now. It's like my favorite thing.
another little thing that we could do, and right now we have this string all appearing in 3 places in our app,
That's a
and
good call.
one thing we could do is just make this filter default an empty string, omit the value from option. I think that'll work. We got to test it, but it shortens this a little bit. We can say um, if filter is falsy because the empty string is falsy.
Uh,
Yeah.
Theo was asking about optional chaining and whether or not it's in ES now. I don't think it's in the ES standard yet. I know it's like been to the stage where it's going to be added, but we're using Gatsby. This app is in Gatsby, and Gatsby, I guess, whatever Babel plugin it's using, it's like um, probably the one that's the polyfill, which is like just polyfill anything that's missing. Um, but I
Yep.
imagine that that's where that magic is coming from and why we can just do it out of the box. I would imagine Create React app lets you do it too now. Um,
Yeah, apparently optional chaining is like supported fully by Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Opera, and Safari.
oh,
Um,
there you go.
I'm just looking at the browser compatibility chart on MDN, which is news to me, honestly. I always assumed it was a
Yeah, I thought it was like stage. What is that? Stage 3? Is that the one that's right
something
before
like
like it
that.
actually gets added? I can't remember what order the stages go, but I believe it's like one, two, three.
Hmm.
I don't know.
But anyway, since Chrome 80, it's been available in the browser, I guess.
That's awesome. Cool. Cool, cool,
Hmm.
cool. Okay, so now I think we're good, right? Like, let's go check it. Let's go try it out.
Okay.
Oh, well, something
So
ain't
what do we
right.
get? Let's see.
Yes. Let's see if this works, though. Well, that worked. And that worked. Oh, look at the animation. So cute. Ba-boing.
Okay. But our
Ba-boing.
all companies filter is not working, huh? Hmm.
Yeah, something ain't working.
One sec. I wonder if
It's just for the all case. Whoa.
yeah. So it has to do with the way that this is being
It's
interpreted, I think might be messed up.
the our
Or maybe we just forgot to save. Is that?
Wait, were we in the middle of oh, it's not saved. Ha 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 ha.
So there we go.
But, okay. So we just took the value off, right? Of so it's just
Yeah.
no default value. Got it.
So now actually, yeah,
Yep.
this option, um, it turns out that we actually do need an empty string value there in order for it to work
Okay.
properly.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because like option has to have a value, right, for that to update.
Yeah,
Right.
I guess
Okay.
I was unsure if like if
Like you
you
could just
omit the
null it.
value,
Yeah.
it'll event target value would be an empty string, but nope.
Cool. Very cool. All right. So we got that working. One down.
Cool. Let's why don't we make a commit while we're here?
Commit all the things.
Yeah.
So let's see. Add company filter. Filter to um, uh, job listings. Job list. Yeah, that works. Yeah. Sending it up.
Cool.
Deployed. Deployed. Hey, Darth. Thank you for the follow. I guess that server's still running. Chat's working. I forgot to check it. Normally I check it just like because it's been a little while, make sure that's running. Oh, meetings to run to. Oh, snap. Well, thank you for joining us. As always, great convos. Come back and hang out with us soon.
Yeah, take care, Theo. Nice to have you.
All right, so we've got this. We've got our commit. I think next is contacts. Like, are we ready? Are we ready to embark on this journey?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool. So I think the first step we should probably work on the back end to accommodate this
Hmm.
in our GraphQL JS. What do
Yeah,
you think?
we could go, I guess, one of two directions. Like, um, well, first of all, kind of, I'm kind of curious what, hey, that sounds awesome, Theo. I'm always down for a collaboration, and
Yeah.
we'd be stoked. I don't know how much Twitch uses GraphQL, but
Love to have you on to talk about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do a stream every what is it? Well, not every Wednesday, but Wednesdays we do a stream called Mission Briefing that Kurt could probably tell you more
Yes.
about. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on the DMs. Appreciate it as always,
Hmm.
and yeah, thanks a lot for dropping by.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Awesome. Okay. So, oh yeah. So you were saying, yeah, we could start from the back end, or we could start from the front end. Oh, that's so awesome to hear. I love that. Okay. So yeah, let's do it. Nice. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, derailment. I know you got to go, but if you get a chance, well, maybe I'll talk to you on Twitter about it. I'm curious to hear if you've checked out Apollo Client 3 yet and like what you think of the new cache stuff. But yeah, okay. Here we go. Yeah, how do you want to tackle this? We could do that. I will give Ben some love for you. Yes. How do you want to tackle this from the front end first? I'm down with that route.
Yeah, well, I guess the question is, what form do we want this kind of like contacts input to take? Because we want to be able to define multiple contacts. We could go about that by, let's say, having like multiple inputs, and you have a button that like adds more inputs. We could also do something like I've seen like the ad block safe list, where you just have a text input and it's basically like every line represents a different entry. And so we
Yeah, I
could
was
just
gonna
have like
say,
a
yeah, or
text
like a
box.
comma separated list or like whatever. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah,
Um,
so
hmm.
so really like I think that's the question we should we could ask first to like start to wrap our heads around what form the data is going to take on its
Yeah.
way from the client to the server.
Yeah. Well, from the client to the server, I picture an array of objects
Okay.
because for a contact, you're going to want at minimum a preferred name and a form of contacts, right? Like email, phone number, something,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
But
Let's
like,
see. Contact. Yeah, they have a name, company, email, and notes. So what that implies is actually like multiple inputs per contact, right?
yeah, that's what I think. I think there's
Okay.
multiple inputs. But
Yeah.
that still doesn't mean it couldn't be represented like you said, because it could. But
Hmm.
what
No,
what
no, no. I
what
think you're
should be
right
on
there.
the user? Yeah, like how so what it becomes is like how complex is the user experience for the user? Like the easiest way is to just have like little form things that they can do, right? Kind of
Hmm.
like how we did with the create company. Um, the other thing that we could do something similar like that, where it's
Hmm.
like create contact.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Like we could just have yeah, I think that probably would be the best way forward. Like we basically have like a little mini contact form, and it has an input for name, input
Yep,
for email, input for notes,
yep,
and then we can render as many of those as like a user needs to. With it, we have
yeah,
a little button that like adds the number of contact forms that we render,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah. I like that. Yeah, so I'm trying to think of like ease of use. What can we yeah, we could do like name and then just like what do we call the field where they put the contact? Because it could be an email. What if it's a phone number? What if, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like we want to accommodate
true.
either, but I don't want to clutter the fields. So what if we had name, right? And which is just one text box so they could put
Yeah.
whatever they want. And then we had a little drop down that just says um, email, phone, other, because maybe it's even a Twitter DM or something. You never know.
Yeah.
Well, that seems weird for like a job
No, no,
application, but you
I think
never
that's
know.
no, no,
You never
truly.
know.
I think that's absolutely reasonable.
Yeah, and so then
Hmm.
yeah, and then other, and then it's just an input field. They could put what they want, and then the
Yeah.
category, because the only thing we'd care about knowing about the contact type is like maybe we want to make the phone number so when you click it like a link, you know what I mean,
Hmm.
or an email. So that's
I
why it's
see.
good to know those. But like if it was
Yeah,
other,
yeah.
then that's fine. You don't get a link. You just get it.
Yeah, okay, I hear you. I was going to suggest looking at this contact type in our GraphQL schema that
Yeah.
we could even like, if we didn't care about linking the email or the phone, we could just do away with the email and then just have a name and a notes field.
That's so
And
much
then
better.
the
Put whatever
like
you want. Yeah.
yeah, the notes can be like can be anything. Or like what if you want to log their name and their phone number or any, I don't know, their address if you want to go send them a piece of mail. No, but yeah, like we could foreseeably like associate the or just like make that contact kind of an open thing. Like they have a name. Everybody's got a name, I think. And
Yeah.
then notes is like however you intend to get in touch with them.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm fine with that. Let's get rid of the email because it's one less field. Thank you for the raid, Sam. Thanks
Okay.
for dropping in. We appreciate you.
Hey.
Oh, he
Damn, we
raided
got
again.
two raid notes. The rating don't stop.
He raided and then he left and he's like, you know what? I'll go. Yeah, we'll raid.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, excited to have you here, Sam. Okay, so yeah, okay, let's get rid of email. Do it. Wipe it out. Wipe it
Yeah?
out of existence. Yeah, I like it. We don't
Okay.
need it. We don't need it. Like, it's the least intrusive is just have a notes field. You can put whatever you want in it.
Right,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm thinking. Also, I just realized that our recent follow Darth is a Twitch staff as well. So,
Oh,
um,
nice.
welcome Darth.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay,
Twitch
cool.
staff are
So,
in the building,
yeah,
or
yeah.
the metaphorical building.
Yeah, Twitch staff has entered the chat. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. Yeah, we got rid of that, right? Now it's just. Did we get rid of that? No.
No,
I'll
we
do it.
didn't.
Boop. Now we
Also,
did.
the company. Oh yeah, no, I guess company is not required, but we can infer the company based on
We
the
can
company doesn't
infer the
need to be
company
part of the
of the form.
contact. Yeah.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, don't hate me. What if you end up dealing with a recruiter, right? Recruiters aren't part of a company. They're a whole separate thing. I don't think
Uh-huh.
we can infer that relationship
Okay.
because you might have
Maybe,
the same contacts for multiple jobs.
yeah. What if we just get rid of the company? Like how relevant is the company for the contact, you know?
I don't think that relationship matters.
Okay, cool. Well, look at that. We just pared down our contact type quite a bit. I feel good about that.
Yeah. Hey Sam, I don't know like if he maybe like rated and re-rated, but I'm gonna say hi again just in case he doesn't know that we're here and appreciate him.
We see you.
Yeah. Yeah. Boom. Cool. All right. So, yeah, we slimmed that down, and now it's so easy on the front end. It's just like two fields.
Yeah, cool. Let's implement this.
Yeah, and then as a next step, of course, because there's always going to be a next step, we could also pull down the list of contacts, and they could select one because you might deal with a recruiter for multiple job listings, maybe.
Oh, damn. Yeah, true.
Does that make sense? Instead of
Yeah,
always having to recreate it, like what if you deal with the same person a few times?
yeah, good point.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
But I think that's like a
Yeah,
nice to have. Like we'll get there. I don't think that's one thing at a time. First, let's just be able to
okay.
add them, right?
Yeah,
Because
agreed.
at because the presence of adding them also assumes the ability to edit and delete them. Let's not forget
Oh
that.
boy. Oh, my head.
All
All
right.
right. Um, well, how about this? Do you want to let's start doing this. I was gonna
Yeah.
suggest like I can do the front end part and then
Take
hand
it
it
away.
over to you for the back end.
Love it.
Okay, cool. So,
Do it,
what I'm
Bob.
gonna do is just to start. What do you think? Under the company or above the company?
I think the company would probably be first,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
then the
right. Because that
contacts
is
would come
that's
next.
the place that the job is being offered at.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we could do some. Maybe we'll do user testing in a week or two. We'll have people come on the stream and try it out,
Yeah.
and then we can flip it.
Yeah. Do you know somebody who's looking for a job?
Yes. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so what I'm going to do to start off is we're just going to render a component called contact form. It's
I like
funny,
it.
contact form sounds like the type of component that you would like write your message in to get in touch with the people who run the website. But in our
It
case,
does.
contact form is um, the component that we use to create a contact.
Functio.
And it's going to look something like this.
I like
We're just
Functio
going
better.
to
Can we adopt that?
Functio,
It's like you use your wand.
Functio.
Oh, you broke up for a sec. You would use like a
Yes.
wand. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like a Wizarding World of Apollo
Yeah.
type of thing. So in this contact form functio, we'd have a box, and inside that box we have an input. We can give it a name. Actually,
Ooh.
I want to try something. We can give it a name
Okay.
of contact. How do I want to go about this? I want to
Look
try
at you.
using this like array
Yeah.
syntax for um, input names, and then
Yeah.
in here we'd have a text area. I don't get auto imports. Boo.
Oh, I'll get it.
Um,
Text area. That's from React? Oh, yeah, duh. I was like thinking of Chakra. I'm like, wait a minute. It should be imported now.
Wonderful. Okay.
Wait a minute. Where do
What's
we
up?
need it imported from? I just imported this from React.
No, it's imported from Chakra.
Oh, it is. Text area. That was weird. Oh, React.fc. That was the type. Duh. Never mind.
Okay, so
Never
contact
mind.
name, contact notes, and what I'm curious about is if it works like this, which I don't think it does, but I'm willing to find out to really know. And the other thing that I noticed is that we're using this stack component to add spacing between each of
Right.
the components in our form. Now, the fact that contact form is the last item in the list means that it's not going to get any margin bottom props automatically injected into it. But this create or select company will. We can think of it as that stack will give it MB2, let's say. I think 2 is the default. But right now, as we'll find out in just a second, once I save this, also need to add a box component there.
Yeah.
As we save that and open the create listing form, you'll see that the company select doesn't actually add any spacing between it and the contact form beneath it.
Oh, that's right. Because of the stack, because it's not a Chakra component.
Yeah. So because basically when like I was kind of showing before, if we were to give this create or select company component an NB prop of 2, this component currently doesn't know what to do
that
with
means.
an
Yeah.
NB prop. So
Yeah.
what we can do instead is just an easy way to go about this would be to just accept props and then give them to a wrapper component, which we can make a box, and we can just say spread all props given to this create or select company to
props.
the wrapper. Exactly. Yeah, so I think that could work. We also, let's see where we use this. So we also have this logic in here where the company select gets a margin bottom to separate itself from the input that follows it
Right.
if creating a company. Um, and
Mm.
another way that we can simplify this is instead of making the wrapper a box, we can make the wrapper a stack, which automatically
Oh.
would apply that MB.
To the bottom now.
Yeah,
And because we're
if
passing in the prop, you can nest stacks like that, right? So like this stack should affect what's inside of it, and it should get stacked by the other stack.
exactly stacks on stacks. And
Stackception.
yeah, so let's just try this now.
Oh, let's go look. Oh, okay. And kind of worked. It seems like
Kind of.
we have extra space still below. Why is
Hmm.
that?
Yeah,
What's
and I think that's
interesting is it
actually
actually
because,
works when the field is out. So when
yep.
yeah, okay, go ahead.
And it has to do with the fact that we have this animate presence here, where the
Ah,
stack sees it's from its point of view, there's always more than one child within it.
yeah,
This animate presence means that we can't actually rely on the stack auto logic to make this work for us. So that's fine. Let's just
well,
use the logic we had before here, where we can we can we can tell whether or not an input's going to be rendered.
I
What were
want.
we gonna say?
I was gonna say, I wonder if we could hoist the animate presence. Does it matter if it's
Oh yeah, dude, good call. Okay, let's see. So instead of box, we can do stack. We can remove this MB prop and move this logic into there, and then just put
around the root? Yeah.
animate presence around the entire dang thing.
Let's see if that
Okay.
works. Oh, there's a
Uh
problem.
oh.
Something
What have I
failed.
done? What
Error.
happened?
Is creating
Done.
company is not defined.
Oh, I see. This was a mishap with my copy and paste
Oh, right.
stuff. So let's try this again. Okay.
Are we good?
I think
Yeah, we're
we
good.
are good. Okay, cool. So now we
Oh,
got stacks
yeah.
on stacks. And while we're at it,
Oh, it's perfect.
why don't we do add some more stacks on stacks in our contact form? This is going to be a stack component as well, so that'll give a little bit of space between contact name and contact notes.
Like it.
All right, and um, yeah, so that's cool for now. We also want to have the ability to add additional contacts, right? Um, so here's what I'm thinking. We can have a little flex component. Do we have to import that? Yeah, I got that. Okay, so let's just add a little flex component here,
Little flexi flex.
and
You
in
know what
there
it
we'll have,
is.
what's that?
I said a little flexi flex. You know what it is.
Oh yeah. And in there we'll have a form label and a button that says like add um,
Contact? Ooh, don't forget the variant on your button.
ooh,
Is it
what kind of variant are we thinking?
variant color? Isn't it variant color? We want to make it purple.
Yeah, we could make it purple. On the other hand, like
We only
I
want
think
the
that
submit.
let's check it out. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of
No.
what I was thinking is
Yeah, I
we
agree.
don't want to overload the purple color. We
Yeah.
want to make it like specific to the primary action of of whatever thing we're working on.
I'm with you on that.
And then give this justify space between to space these things out. And let's just take a look at what this looks like.
Whoa, there's a session chat.
A session chat.
Yeah, did you just get
What?
a message in VS Code?
Dude, I didn't. Where should I? Oh,
Under live share.
live share chat. One new.
Oh my goodness.
Nice, dude. This is where I'm gonna do all my chatting now.
Yeah, right. This is cool.
Somebody hits me up on Twitter, be like,
Take
I'm
it.
gonna start a VS Code live share. Let's take it over here.
I'll send you a link. Let's take it to code.
Yeah. It'll
Uh,
be the new de facto
yeah.
chat space.
They're just putting everything in here. I mean, it's an extension though. It's not built in. But still, that was really neat. I like it.
Yeah, would chat again. Okay, so now we
Yeah.
have our, what I'm going to say is contacts. The label will be contacts, and you have this add contact button. So I'd expect that when I click this add contact button, it can spawn more of these
Yeah.
contacts.
Hang on, let me bring it up. Boom. Yeah.
So
yeah. And it should be gray too. I agree.
There we
I
go.
like it gray.
So now we have this situation here where this is kind of simulating what it would look like with more than one contact form. And
Wow,
we
so
now
long.
see the same stack issue where second to last contact form would be getting an MB prop, but it doesn't know what to do with it. So we'll give it the same treatment that we did with the previous one. We'll just supply props. Any props passed to the contact form get added to the stack. Yep. And that gives us a way to do this. Maybe this is maybe a little bit cluttered, or might not be the perfect solution, but it's a start, and this will at least give us the ability to add contacts. Now
we could always stick like a little HR in between them or something, maybe.
True, yeah.
Little line. But yeah, okay. Regardless, I think we're at a point where we could start tracking these contact forms, right?
Yeah. So what I'd like to do is just set up a way to add contacts, like to add additional contact forms, or basically like track the number of contacts we have to fill out. So we'll create some React state using use state. And maybe we'll just call this like number of contacts and my button. It can, when it's clicked, we can say like, we can create an add contact function. Add contacts, which just sets the number of contacts based on the previous num contacts. We just increment it by 1.
I like it. Thought, if we create this where we have to add that, we're going to also have to be able to remove that.
True, yeah, like decrement the contacts.
Not even, because you might add 3 and then want to remove the middle one. So it needs to be like based on the index, which is still doable, totally doable from where we are, right? It's just passing the index into the component, but we also need, or the whole function with the index. We could use some currying if we really wanted to. But point being is like somehow the contact form needs to know, it needs to go bye-bye.
Yeah. And we can't just track this number of contacts by the number of forms we want to show. We want each form to be individually identifiable.
Yeah.
So how about this? What if we have like the state is like contact forms.
Yeah.
And set contact forms is the setter. And the default state is an array with, and an easy way that we can identify each of these forms in a unique way is by using a time.
That's clever. Yeah,
So the
I'm cool
default
with that.
value is an array with the current timestamp. And then when we want to add a new contact, we'll call this add contact form. We can say set contact forms based on the previous contact forms. We'll just return
That
an array.
spread out. Yeah.
Yeah. Previous contact forms with a new timestamp on the end, something like that.
Great.
And then we can render out these contact forms like so. We'll say contact forms, map over them, map, and whatever. We can call this timestamp, or if we want to be like,
just call it
nice,
ID.
Semantically,
honestly.
we can just call contact form
or that, yeah,
or ID. Yeah, sure. And we'll just say contact form keyed by that timestamp.
Love it.
And that's what we got. Let's check it out.
Is
so
key
now,
a prop that you can access within your components?
No, I don't know,
right?
actually.
I don't think
so.
Can. We should also pass it the ID so it knows, or something. We need to be able to get rid of it.
Yeah, well, what we could do here is
a function.
Contact form. Let's start from the contact form position here.
Yeah.
At the bottom of each contact form, we can have a button, size small.
Thank you, Chakra.
It calls truly. Its contents are remove contact, let's say.
Yeah.
And it's gonna take a click handler called like on remove click, let's say. And because we want to pass all of the other props to the root stack, what we can do is say like on remove click and then spread and then
can we just call it on remove, because click implies how it will be called? Yeah,
for sure.
Is that silly?
No, I think that makes sense. Yeah, like remove is the action, and and you just get that action by clicking on the remove button. So that totally makes sense to me. And then in here we can say on remove, and just write a function, because at this level we have access to the ID, so we can just say like set. What would it be, like set contact forms, priv contact forms, and just filter
it. Yep. Yeah.
Like that.
I think that'll do it.
Good. Nice. Formatting. Love it. All right. Let's try this out.
Yeah.
And we could probably do some use some styling help here rather than having this gigantic remove contact button.
However, it's working.
If we have these different things.
And so I'm going to add something to the middle one and then remove it to be sure that that's the one that gets removed.
Yeah, Boop. That sounds
great.
There we
go. Yeah. Cool.
Sweet. So that part works. Now, what I'm really curious about is seeing what the form, what like the form values look like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's console log that out.
Yeah, so up here in the handle submit function, what I'm going to do is just return prematurely, so we don't go through like running the actual mutation or anything. I just want to destructure contact. What would it be? Contact.
I think it's right? Contact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to destructure contact from event target. Actually, before I even do that, why don't I just in here, I can console log event target contact, And I also, just for the heck of it, I want to console event target. Oops.
ERV
Event
display.
target. That's not the one.
I'm gonna sit
And
down.
contact with the square brackets. Let's see if we can get either of these things to give us something.
I like it.
So with my console open, you might want to do this on your end too, Kurt, because people can't see my screen.
Oh, hang on. Yeah. Good call. I was lowering my desk. All right. Okay, I've got it all blown up. What am I looking for?
Well, we're just gonna fill out the form and then hit create listing.
Right. That's right.
Just to see what the output of that
good call. Let's do
console
that.
statement is.
Contact notes. He's not that smart, but he has a job. All right, create listing. Oh, please fill out this field. Okay.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Job title. What should my job title be? Developer advocate. Listing URL. HTTPS. Ooh, who followed? Thank you for the follow. The worst dev. Actually, it wasn't who. I just didn't see it in time. The username is not who. Just for clarify. Okay.
That's too bad.
Yeah, this will be at Google.
Genii followed.
Nice. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
GNI AAA.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Appreciate it.
Undefined.
Okay,
nice.
Cool. Well, that's fine. Now let's leave that form filled out so we can keep hitting that submit button. I want to try a few other things. Like, let's see what happens if I remove that .name from the first.
I thought it was supposed to go inside of it, but I could be wrong too.
Maybe. So now with that, let's see. Now, okay.
Oh, now we get the input. So undefined on the first one, but the second one is there. That's weird.
All right, I'm going to try something else where instead of having two things with contact and square brackets, I only have the one.
All right.
And I still get radio node list. That's perfect because now I have two. I have two inputs that I'm expecting to check here, and so we can actually like map over this radio node list of two, and get both of the contact names. What I was really hoping for was that I could like map over one array and get all of the properties, but I don't think that's possible. Like what happens if I do this? Add name in square brackets. I don't think that.
I get undefined still.
Undefined for the first one.
Yes.
And that's fine. I think that we can rule out that as being like the correct way to target it. So
got it.
What we want to look for is this event target with contact. And yeah, it doesn't look like right now I added that like name in square brackets, but I don't think that's the right way to do it either. What we'll do instead,
I thought it was inside the first square brackets, but you're right. I'm remembering now it is .name. Like I remember it being afterwards now.
Mm-hmm. But that didn't really seem to work either.
No, yeah.
I think the way that we can do this is having two fields, contact name, contact notes. If one of them exists, we can bet on the other one existing too, and that they're kind of like mapped to each other. Like the first element in the contact name array maps to the first element in the contact notes array. I think. So
let's find out.
With this now.
Yeah, let's find out.
Now we have contact name, and like the square brackets, and then we also have. And then we can also console log.
Yeah, the notes.
Contact notes in square brackets. Okay.
All right, so that's saved.
You can try saving that. So now we get 2 radio node lists, a set of inputs and a set of text areas. And I think that gets us a little bit closer.
Boom.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. I can live
All
with
right.
this.
So what I'd like to do is just to make these things easier to mess around with is we can destructure these from the event
Arrays.
target.
Oh yeah.
Contact names, or it would. I'm thinking in GraphQL.
It would be contact
terms.
name, right?
Yeah, it'd be something like this. But I want to cast it as a variable called contact names.
Right.
And then do the same thing for
Notes.
notes.
You have, I think, notes, yeah, in the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll console log these just to make sure that we still have them before we do more.
I like it. Let's try it
Let's try
out.
that. And refresh the page, and we still get our radio node lists.
Okay, cool. What's next?
Cool. Now we can, what I want to do is kind of like step through these and create objects out of each of them, like pairs of names and notes, right?
Pairs of names and names of notes. Got it.
Yeah. Toto Makers also mentioned, is it not better to get an ID in the form and do contact ID name? And that actually brings up a good point. Like if this flow that we're working on right now represents the kind of like creating a new listing. But what happens when we want to edit the contact information for an existing listing? Then we want the ID to be associated with the contact.
Yeah. Yikes. Yikes.
Yikes indeed. Yeah, we definitely need to be aware of that. I kind of want to just press forward and get this data shipping to the client, or shipping to the server in the way that we expect to, and then right now let's get through the create flow, and then
we can worry about update and delete. Yeah. Cool. I like it. Yeah, that sounds good to me. But yes, yeah, we do need to think about what that means for editing, deleting, and then eventually maybe even picking contacts from the existing list, right? Like, yeah, what does that do?
Right.
For now, I don't think it's a concern. Let's just start with CRUD. Let's just create, and then we'll deal with the rest.
So what I'll do is I'll create a new array called contacts, and I'll just take contact names, which is a node list right now. So if I say contact names map,
that won't work, right? We have to cast it to an array.
Absolutely. So an easy way to do that is say array from node, the node lists, and then we can map over the names.
Oh yeah.
And we'll get the name and index in the array. And then for each of these names, we'll return an object with the name property, as well as notes, which equals contact notes at index. And we can access the contact notes at the index in a node list. We don't need to cast this as an array. I'm pretty sure.
I think that's correct. I think you still access them by index.
So now with that, let's try.
Oh, or don't they have a get function for node lists?
Maybe. Let's see what happens when we run this. Okay, so now we have.
I should run mine.
We're we're part of the way there. Whoa. We're part of the way there.
TSAT, whatever I'm leaving it. Listings URL, test. Let me submit. Oh,
come on, form. Will you just let him submit?
Ayo. Okay, cool. There we go. Wait, name is the whole input, and notes is the whole. Oh
Right.
wait.
Yeah. So I missed a crucial
The
step here.
value. Yeah, we
Yeah,
gotta
we
get
gotta
the
get
value.
name.value and notes.value.
All
Now,
right.
if
Yeah,
I
now we should be good.
submit this listing, let's take a look, and there we go. We have name and notes.
Yes, we do. Look at that. Boom, boom.
That's pretty cool.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it is really cool, actually.
So now, with all of that information, we should be able to just pass this contacts array.
Yeah, to our mutation.
Yeah, and we'll just add it to the input that we passed to the mutation.
I like it. Oh, you already did it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's done. So that's really kind of the client side. I mean, we'll have to change our mutation actual query.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you want to take it to the back end first? Should we update the query on the front end?
Well, one thing I wanted to test before we do that is right now we have the ability to remove all contacts. Like there's a state that the app can get in where we have no contacts in
Yes.
the UI. So what happens then? Right now we get this error saying undefined is not iterable. And that happens because this contact name input that we're iterating over in here is undefined.
Yeah. So we can't make an array from it.
Yeah, so what we can do instead is say, if contact names is undefined or is defined, then do the whole mapping thing. Otherwise, we can
It's
just
an
make
empty
it
array.
Yeah.
Could we almost say array dot from contact names or empty array?
Yeah, I think that would work too. Let's do that. I like that. I like that better. Oops. There we go.
Right? Because it's just not going to run if it's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So that solves that. So now, yeah. What's next? I feel like the mutation. Look at our mutation that we're actually using to create the listing.
Yeah, that sounds great. I think we'll need to do that. Just looking at this listing form. Yeah, let's move over to the back end side and see what we have to do
To accommodate this?
That mutation.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
here's our create listing. Oh,
okay.
go ahead.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
All right. So we've got new company, but now we're also going to have to say contacts. Boom. And we'll do that. So this actually raises an interesting question. I guess no, we'll want a table for contacts because we want to be able to reference them outside of a company, right? So we need a table for them no matter what. So just say because if it was specific to the job, then we could just use like a JSON field in Postgres and just save it. But
that's true.
I don't think that makes sense. Yeah, but we can't because of the relationships. Like if contacts is something that's not tied to the company, then we can't use a JSON field in Postgres.
Let's what is the case, just to reiterate, like what's the case for making them tied to the company?
Oh, the case for tying it to the company? There's not really much of a case, I don't think. Or not to the company, to the listing I meant. I'm sorry. To the listing. Like if it was part of the listing, we could just add contacts as a table or as a row in the listing database. But because we want to be able to maybe in the future add contacts to other jobs that already exist, or we were saying you might have like a recruiter you're working with who gives you like 4 different jobs, but you're still
True.
talking
Yeah.
to the recruiter. But
It
you
would
still
be
want to
painful
track
to.
those. Yeah, yeah. So you'd have to add it to all of them, essentially.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense then.
Yeah, I think it
So
makes
we
sense
want
to
it
keep it
to be a
separate,
separate
right?
table. Yeah.
Okay. So then what we would also do is say, if, well, there's a whole lot that needs to happen. First, we need that table. We need to draw a relationship between a listing and a contact. So that's the whole thing.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, huh. Let's see here. Let's see. I don't know if we'll have time to do too much. Let's do this. Let's like pseudocode out the mutation so that
Yep.
we don't leave it off, like, not knowing where we kind of left off. But I think then we'll have to probably call it there. We're coming up on 2 hours anyway. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so let's do that. Okay. All right. So that's a good plan. So essentially, what it's going to look like is if contacts, right? Well, no, because it's going to be an empty array no matter what now.
Yeah. So it'd be like if contacts dot length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so if contacts.length, then what we would say is const um, um, we'll call that contacts input.
Sounds good.
Because you could do like a bulk create, right? Can't you? If you
Yeah.
have, yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so because now I want to be able to say contacts, like these are our actual models, um, equals await, and then this is gonna be contact dot create, but we don't really have that yet. And I'm not even sure that would be the right function, but then this would be contacts input.
Yep.
So then we would have our contacts. Cool. Then the interesting thing is that we would want to attach the IDs to the listing somehow, right?
Yeah.
Like
So yeah, we'd
input.
associate. Oh man, this actually. So if a single contact can be associated with more than one listing,
Yeah,
and a listing can have more than one contact,
it's many
it
to
means that
many.
we. Yeah, exactly. It means we have to create a join table as well.
Oh,
Um.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so let's do this. Like, let's just leave some notes here. Um, uh, I can type.
He can type. He can sing.
I can't sing. Dear Lord, I
No.
cannot sing. No, 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 no. That's one thing that, yeah, maybe with like a lot of money in training. We need a join table, right? Probably. So we'll leave that there, and then we'll just say need to add contacts to input, and
Yeah.
then yeah, and then we'll create the listing, right? That's
I
good.
think I think the way that we could do this
Uh huh.
is like the flow, because we're using SQLize, the flow would be something like this actually, where um, right now we create the listing and return the value that gets returned.
Right.
What we could do instead is say like listing equals
Yeah.
await listing create. In the end, we return the listing, but before returning, we can say like listing, or would it be like await listing add contacts, and then like array of contact
I like this.
IDs,
Yeah.
something like that. Or we can just return pass an array of the contact
Yeah.
objects themselves. So really, like, yeah, exactly, all of this stuff can happen down here.
Yep.
And we'd say add contacts. This would be bulk create.
That's what it is. Bulk create. Yeah.
And and we want to. This is just some like some arcane knowledge here, but we want to specify returning true.
Yeah.
I believe
Because it's
if
bulk
my
create, so we want to make sure we get back the models and not like the success thing of the bulk create with the stats, right? Is that what that is?
yeah,
Yeah.
normally bulk create would just send us back an integer.
Right.
I wish, yeah, if we created this contact model, it would tell us that when we highlighted it. But anyway, yeah, so it would just give us back the number of rows created. Um, but we want to return the actual contact models,
So
and then we can pass
yeah,
those as this add contacts.
I like it. Yeah. So we got a question from Game Buoy, which is essentially, or does this also include the scenario where multiple recruiters are posting the same job listing for you? So this is the opposite role. This isn't like a job board where recruiters would like post jobs for other people. This is for people who are on a job hunt and like found a job link here on this board or job link on this other board, and you want to kind of like aggregate them together. That's kind of was the idea behind this. And like, yeah, you could do this with other tools and things, but it was like a good example, I think, like a nice scope of work to build for the app. But yeah, so it's from the perspective of the person looking for the job. And so while you might have one recruiter bring you multiple jobs, they wouldn't be like multiple recruiters wouldn't be posting the same listing for you. But I do get what you're saying. Like, yeah, if this was a reverse scenario where you had jobs and you want recruiters to like post them for you, yeah, that this would not work. This would be something different. Yeah, I think
Well
we're
put.
yeah, I think we're good here. Should we commit this, or do you want to try? I mean, I have like 12 more minutes. Like, I don't know how deep into the model stuff of contact you want to get into.
Well, let's see. If we open up our DB file, I
Yeah,
think we
let's
could
see.
at least let's create the contact model associated with the listing model,
Yeah,
and then I think that would probably be a good place to wrap up, because
yeah,
at the moment we kind of have like some um like what is it called, undefined things hanging around in
yeah,
here. I think it
yeah.
would make sense to do that part
I
first.
like it. Let's do it. Let's see if we can do it. And I can like go a few minutes past. It's not like a hard stop, but yeah.
I think we should be able to get this in time for sure.
Let's go.
All right. Cool. So here in DB, I guess um, under listing, we can create our contact
Hmm.
type. Um, yeah, I'm gonna follow you.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize that you were following me. I'm like sitting here waiting. I'm like, la da da da. That's really funny. All right, so I just like bulk, just like copied the whole thing, and then we'll
Yeah.
change it up. Contacts really just has name and notes,
That's it.
and so we can get rid of these. Oh, there was already a notes. Ha ha ha. Well, guess what? Goodbye, goodbye. All right, this
Cool.
is a
That is contact.
contact. So now we have our model. So now we can do our relationships. Do we want to do them
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, I think right under there, what I'm gonna do is just move
Yeah,
these
let's move
listing
that.
user
Yeah,
relationships up,
that's what I was.
and then under here we can
Yep.
do the contact
Oops.
and listing relationships. So I think it would just be like listing has many or belongs to many. Let me see. I'm gonna quickly look at
Yeah.
sequelize many to many. I
So
think it's
the
belongs to
what
many.
uh, don't the oh yeah, they both
Yeah,
belong to many.
they both belong to many. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Hey, thank you for the follow. Thulia assistant, Thulia sister. I missed the end of it. Damn it. Oh wait. Listing, contact, and then boom, and then this is contact, and this is listing. Right?
yes, now with belongs to many associations, though, they both require a through option. So the
Uh,
second the second argument passed to this is through, and then we can give it the database
Is
name
it
of the join table.
is it an object with a property called through, or just the name of the table?
It could be either. So it's the through property can either be a string of the name of the join table, or we
Yeah.
can define a new model for that join table and use that object as
Got
the
it.
through
Got
property.
it. I like listing contacts. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we should just this is going to be the name of the table, so I would suggest doing it like lowercase, or can we do
underscores? Probably what I would do.
Underscore cases probably.
Yeah. So listing contacts, and then I can actually, there you go. Or I'll do it. Copy this. Oh, you already did it. But we want the first L lowercase, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So now that's there.
Yep.
Okay. So we're good. So we're good on that.
And then we just need to export. We need to export the contact type as well.
Yeah, we sure.
But now this will give us. It'll automatically add those like add contacts.
The functions.
Yeah. The add contact function on the listing model, and vice versa for contacts.
Nice. Okay. So I saved this. It's good. It's like running. So I mean, it's all legitimate. There's nothing. Oh wait, but did we import contact? No.
Let's do that.
Okay. There we go. All right.
So that's everything that we need for this to run.
That we know of.
Yeah. This is probably a good place to wrap up. We can make a commit and then call it a day.
Whip adding contacts to create listing form. Wow.
Nice.
Cool. What? All right. Awesome. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good place to wrap up. I got a couple quick things. Want to shout out real quick. Number one is Orbit is normally at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Eastern. But next week it will be pushed 1 hour, which is not too terrible, but it will be 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. Time zones. Am I right? Tuesday. So I don't know how many of you all saw the mission briefing where Danielle Mann came on and showed us Explorer, which is built into Apollo Studio and is like a new way to collect, organize, query, search your graph. It's really impressive, really awesome stuff. The team behind building Explorer is going to come on the stream Tuesday. It'll be a new format, multiple people. It'll be more of a panel discussion. Yeah, and they're going to discuss how they built it. And so we look forward to you coming and joining. Ask questions in the chat about it. And we're going to learn some really cool stuff about how it works under the hood. So I'm super pumped about that. If you haven't seen it, you can check out the mission briefing episode on YouTube. And it's Intro to Apollo Studio is what it's called. So you're going to want to check that out. And you're going to want to be there for Tuesday. And you'll want to be there Monday for Orbit as well. We got some other good stuff cooking that's coming along. But yeah, those are the two things I just want to call out right now. You got anything else for us?
I got no big announcements on my end. I don't know exactly when this is gonna be released, but I've got I recorded a talk for the virtual Gatsby Days.
Oh, Gatsby Days, that's right.
And so they're gonna start rolling out the Gatsby Days talks over the next couple weeks. So,
that reminds me.
Stay tuned for more on that. And follow Gatsby on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter to keep track of when that drops. But yeah, no, I don't know exactly what the timing is there, but I'm excited for it either way.
Yeah, me too. And that totally reminds me. I totally forgot. Very silly of me. But also, GraphQL Summit is at the end of the month, folks. Virtual for the first time, and it's free, so you can just come hang out with us. Yeah, I just dropped the link to sign up. Yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of talks and panels, and it's gonna be amazing. And I want you all to be there. So come hang out with me and Blades. Come
Please
hang out
do.
with everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah, the whole
we'll be
team.
there. As Kurt said, it's free. You have nothing to lose. You might as well sign
Nothing
up,
to lose. Yeah.
even if you're on the fence.
Yep.
Um,
Signing up gives you things like access to the chat and stuff like that. Like it's either going to be like Slack or Discord, but like whatever the chat community is. So like if you don't register, you'll be able to watch the talks and watch the panels. But like if you have questions, you can ask them. You can get into the chat rooms and talk with Apollo Core team and like do all this other stuff. So it is still important to register, but it is free. Like you're not getting anything except like the codes that you need or links to whatever. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Cool. Should we find someone to
great.
raid maybe? What do you think?
Yeah, sure. I'll do a quick scan
Quick scan, yeah.
of our surroundings here.
Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, other
What do
than
you mean you
that,
can't sing? That sounds beautiful, man.
oh, thank you.
That's
Thank
that's singing in my book.
Immediately writes resignation letter and tries to make it a singer. Follow me
Well,
on
not so fast.
YouTube. That's funny.
Let's see. I'm on the Science and Technology tab on Twitch, and what I'm gonna do is just search for
Search.
web development.
I like it. Web development. Developers of webs or spiders.
All right, so let's see. We've got lots of people building chatbots. Seems
It's a pretty popular
seems
thing. It's a fun project to like work with, so I'm not surprised to see that.
We've also got somebody doing a learning stream running through the Code Academy web development course on responsive design.
That's
Which
cool.
is kind of cool. Maybe we'll raid them. Give them a nice little boost here. I'm gonna paste their name to you, Kurt, and then you can you can do that.
Okay, here we go, y'all. Here we go, yeah.
But yeah, thanks everybody for dropping by the stream today. It was really, really fun getting to hang out and write some code with you, Kurt. And looking forward to the next one.
Exactly. Yeah, we missed y'all. Trevor, missed writing code with you. It was super fun. Yeah, I love pairing up on this stuff. Can't wait to do it again next week. Glad to be back. All right. See y'all later.
See you, stream.